I also want to thank the Rosh Yeshiva for coming tonight, and people should realize that the Rosh Yeshiva was in California over the weekend and has had some a yard site and still trekked from Philadelphia every day this week to New York or other locations back and forth, and it is a great zchus to have the Rosh Yeshiva here tonight with us. I just want to say one more thing. As a lot of you know, my wife's grandfather was nifter the other day, and this should be Lily his neshama. And just one thing that he always said to me, he always had a one-liner, that was his trademark. And one of his one-liners was, because my name is Eli, he always said the pasuk, Keli, Keli, lama zaftani. Every time I was coming and going, and he always said that pasuk to me. So as you could say, it's a little bit of appropriate here that the special program, the special project, the special thing what we have here tonight for Project Innocent Heart is something that is very meaningful to all of us. It affects our yeshivas, our children, our family members, and like the pasuk says, Keli Keli Amaz Aftani, you might think that there's no one out there to help, and there's no one out there to bridge that gap that has been, as everybody says, swept under the rug for so many years. And the fact that the Rosh Yeshiva and many other Gedalei Torah are behind this organization says words that can't be described, and that it is a big zechus that we have the Rosh Yeshiva here to continue discussing it and tell us a little bit more about it. And on that note, Rosh Yeshiva.
It's official. Beshus Chaver Rabbonim, the Balachsanya, Chazal tell us, Poistrem Bechvoid Achsanya. When you start to speak, the first thing you have to recognize the Balachsanya. So we thank you for opening the house here. And I think the explanation why, because whatever is said in this premises, it's a certain ashpoya from the Balabati. It's there, it's under their influence. So we are under your influence. The subject is a very sore subject, and unfortunately, it was swept under the rug many years. But you have to realize, and I certainly realize that, because the first time we had a meeting in Flatbush about it, open, afterwards I got a card from a lady. She writes as follows. She was there. She said she's almost 70 years old. She was sexually abused when she was a child, and since then she never entered a Mokam Kodesh. She was so broken, and she said since she went to this symposium, whatever it was, what was only said was that there are people that want to listen to you, that you just can't sweep it under the rug. That's as always was said. And she felt so good afterwards. She says, the first time I came to shul was this year, Yom Kippur. It's unfortunately. And we cannot imagine people that were abused, how they're suffering their entire life. Just to share with you a story. I was once at a Gouda convention. Going out of the convention, someone handed me a letter. Says, Rabbi, please read it. 4 pages. And he tells me his entire history. He was 12 years old in a yeshiva. He came from parents, European parents. He was born here in America, but he didn't have a relationship with his parents. And he saw an old man was carrying heavy load. Decided he's going to help him. He went to help him. Packages he has, 4 or 5 packages. So he helped him. So he took him up to his apartment where he was on the 3rd floor, and he was sexually abused there. Believe it or not, it's an unbelievable story. This child, he was just 12 years old. He suffered his entire life practically. And then he was in a yeshiva, and he went out of yeshiva, then he went another yeshiva, and went out of yeshiva. He didn't find a place. Then he went to drugs. And he once took an overdose. And he was almost gone. And it happens to be that one of his old rabbeim was there, and he took care of him from then on. And the person changed completely. And he writes in the story that he has, Baruch Hashem, is married with 4 children. But this is what happens. We don't know what kind of impression it leaves on a child. We don't know what kind of impression a Rebbe leaves on a child, and we don't know impression abuse, what it does to a person. It's very unfortunate, but that's the Metzius. And we cannot look away from it. We have to realize that there is a problem, and we have to do whatever we can. There are many people, many children that need care by professionals. How much it will help, we don't know. Some more, some less. But they need actually help. They're innocent souls, innocent patients, but that's what they are. And whatever we can do for a child is for their entire life. It's changing his entire life. And we just can't imagine how much we can do for a person. And it's not only that itself. Do something for somebody else. You don't know how much you do for a person. A good morning for a person. You know how much you do for a person? You made his day. You send somebody a good morning. And I'll share with you another story. I have a nephew that he moved to a newer neighborhood, and his neighbor was a Mechal Shabbos. And every Shabbos he used to fix the garden outside and so on. So he asked Rabbi Freifeld, Zechoni Levrocha, Shlomo Freifeld, he asked him, what should I do with my neighbor? He says, just be mekar of him. Don't say anything to him. Just say good morning. With Shabbos, not to hurt him or anything. He knows it's Shabbos. But just to be friendly with him. It did not take 1 year if that person became a Shema Shabbos. But just a good morning. You don't know how much you do for people. A child especially, where he does not have some way to express himself. And he has no way to let out what's on his chest. Professionals are the ones that, we do believe in professionals. They do a very good job, most of the time. I don't know if all the time, but most of the time they do. And sometimes just to reveal the story itself, it relieves a person pressure that he has within himself. We can't imagine how much it does for people. And there are people who have a little experience in it, know about it. So therefore it's mamash hatzolos nefoshes. It's not stam a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah that you're matzal nefoshes. Matzal nefoshes. Chas v'sholom mitehoim rabba. The chas v'sholom become lost. If you do not help them in the younger years, they live with it. You don't know how they act later, what comes out of them, because many are people that abuse others who are abused themselves. And that's the people that abuse children, threaten them very much, and they're afraid to say anything. They are threatened. You know what will happen to you if you say something? And they live with it, with that pressure, and they want to relieve it, and they want to live it over and get over it, and they just can't express themselves. So therefore, it's really a ayin about Tzolos Nefoshes. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. So the Abu Draham brings the shaila, why do we say Shema Yisrael? She said Hazain, which also means hear, and it also means think. She said that, why do we say Shema Yisrael? And he brings, from Rabbi Elazar HaKalia, he brings that the Rebbeinu Shalom a moshel, he says, first it says a moshel, but then we'll see the nimshel. He says a melech made a suda for his subjects, and he said, how we know that this is a melech? There'll be 2 diamonds standing on his table, and you recognize that he's the melech. Then it happened, so the diamonds were not there, so he told his servant, go and bring the diamonds there in that location. He went there, and when he opened the box, took out one diamond, it fell down, and it cracked. So, and he didn't come, he was afraid to come to the melech, come back to the king. So melech asked, where? He went for the... They told him what happened. He said, tell him to come and to bring one. One also suffice. That's what he says in the Moshel. He says, when the Rabbeinu Shalom was given Torah Kol Yisrael, Rabbeinu Shalom said, Kol Yisrael said, Nasa v'nishma. The rabbi has to leave. I'm speaking too long. That's he said, Nasa v'nishma. Kol Yisrael said, Nasa v'nishma. He says, one, but the diamonds were broken, was broken. The diamond, the nishma was broken, so Rabbeinu Shalom said, we'll remain with the nase, with one of them, with the nase. So he tells us that's why he says, Shema Yisrael, it is that nase, that Kol Yisrael b'mekabel Torah, and they said, we accept it, b'nase, so that's, so nase was broken, they did something on Avera. But the Nishma remained. Shema Yisrael, and that's why we say Shema Yisrael. This Shema Yisrael has to do with Kabbalas HaTorah. And that's why we say Shema Yisrael, Klal Yisrael Mekabel HaTorah. But why do we have to say Shema Yisrael? He should have said, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, I recognize the Rabbeinu Shalom. Why do we say Shema Yisrael? So it seems that a person cannot say Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad only with others, together with others. When he says Shema Yisrael, I'm not myself, Klal Yisrael. And he says in the Birkais of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, we say that Klal Yisrael, not only Klal Yisrael, but also Kul Maguda Echos means the whole world. The whole world will recognize. Thank you. You didn't disturb anybody, Rabbi. And Klal Yisrael, because Klal Yisrael, the Torah was given to Klal Yisrael. And we see that by Kabbalas HaTorah, the Rabbeinu Shalom told us, Vayichan Yisrael keneged ahor, so it says in Chazal, Rashi brings it, Keish echad b'leiv echad. Why do we need everybody? Why do we need everybody? It seems that a person cannot fulfill all himself only when he's part of Klal Yisrael. And that's why in the Birkas HaTorah we say every day, we speak about children. You make a bracha Birkas HaTorah. Thank the Rabbeinu Shalom. He gave you a Torah. No, it's Koloni Yidei Shmecha Klal Yisrael against Klal Yisrael, and again and again and again. We cannot be happy with ourselves only when we are part of Klal Yisrael. And our hatzlacha has to be hatzlacha for Klal Yisrael. If we can do something for a Jewish child, can we imagine what we do? It's more than you're mekar of a person, bringing him back to the Rabbeinu Shalom. You're saving an neshama. Saving an neshama. You don't know how much these particular children, how much they suffer. Continuous with pain. And whatever you do for them, and then we could be happy. Because it's not just for ourselves. We are part of Klal Yisrael. And therefore, a gathering like this, that cares for others, that care for others, each one that does something for somebody else, that is the greatest schus that could be. I know it's dedicated in memory of someone, like Melitza Yesha for Klal Yisrael, a young lady never passed away, and that is also a schus. It's a schus, but nefteras also. That we gather, and her schus should be a schus for her. I just want to tell you a little bit about the rabbi. He doesn't want I should speak in front of him, but I didn't ask him, so and then I'm allowed to speak. But Moshe Bach, he puts his life in it, and he wants to do for others. He wants to help others. And this innocent heart was created through him. You should know that he is the one, he is the master of it. And he is the one that brought us all together tonight here. So you should know that there are people that do care, and they live with others, and they care for others. And this is something that we have to be mesim leiv. We have to put our heart a little bit to it. This is an innocent heart. An innocent heart is that worries about other hearts, thinks about somebody else. What can we do for you? To paraphrase, don't ask what we can do for myself. Ask what you can do for others. It is really, this is our chiyuv. Our chiyuv is that kulam k'ish echad b'leiv echad, means that we are all together, we are all united. And if Chazal give us a moshel, at the Yerushalmi says a moshel, what is it called? Lesikayim. Not lahavne komach in somebody. So he says a moshel, if someone is chopping meat and unfortunately chopped off a piece of his finger, he said he'll take the axe and cut off his hand because that hand did that. He says, doing it for yourself. This is his moshel of Klal Yisrael. We are all part of one unit. And whatever we do for others is doing for ourselves. It's not our own. It belongs to us. It's part of ourselves. And therefore, what we can help others, it's something helping for life. It's saving neshamas. Mamas saving neshamas. So Ben Shem should give us koyach. We should be able to do for others, because the entire life is worth only what you do for others. That's the Messias. What you do for yourself, that's a normal instinct that a person has. A person has that you have. That a person is self-centered. That's the Messias of a person. But what you do for others, this is something that remains forever. And what you do for others is something that remains with you also forever. When you do something for somebody else, you should know you're doing it for yourself at the same time. At the same time you do it for somebody else, you're doing it for yourself, so it lifts you up. It's an elevation for the person himself. To do for others, innocent hearts, innocent people, that we can help people. That's the greatest mitzvah we can do.